factors about how governments would respond to such a threat. But
I swear to God, if there was a wall of gigantic humanoid monsters flattening cities going around the world to destroy all life, if you fuckers do not put aside your differences for 5 fucking minutes, I swear. Hi, I'm Guy. I'm gonna hate the next 8 minutes of my life. Today we're watching Ashton. Let me see if I even put the video up. I did. Congratulations. This is Could the Modern World Beat the Rumbling? Attack on Titan final season. Now, little info about me. I hate Attack on Titan. I absolutely despise it. And not for the reason you might think. I don't think it's because the story's bad. I don't think it's because the characters are badly written. I don't think it's because of the animation. I hate giants. I quite literally have a fear of giant creatures ever since I watched the BFG and that scene where that kid got snatched when I was young. I've had a fear of giants and like man-eating giants ever since I was young, to a point where I was terrified of Attack on Titan. I still am now. So yay, lovely. You're gonna be watching this and I will try my best not to look at the screen. Cool beans, cool beans. Let's get into this shit, baby.
Attack on Titan just came back, and even if it was just for a week, it kinda got me thinking. The Rumbling is one of the wildest apocalyptic events in fiction. A massive army of skinless giants just go for a walk, resulting in the end of all life wherever they go. But the funny thing about fictional ends of the world is most people look at them and like to think about what they would do. Unfortunately, this isn't your average zombie movie or show where you can imagine yourself as a hardened badass against
Oh shit, I pressed way too far. Damn. Sorry. Anyway, I was about to say, bro, just look at them. Like, the animation's lovely. The story seems lovely. It seems like so nice. Why does it have to be about man-eating giants? Why?
You'll just die in the Rumbling. But it does make for an interesting question. What if the Rumbling happened in real life? Obviously, the world of AOT, with its less advanced technology, could do nothing through its sheer military power. But that might not be the case for us. Obviously, we as individuals can't really do anything, but the world's militaries might be a different story. But before getting into what we could do, we have to go into just how deadly the Rumbling actually is. Just a single wall titan is already a problem, standing at around 50 meters in height, since that's about how tall the walls they made up are. And they've got the physical brawn to back that up, effortlessly crushing any—
Yeah, like, okay, the rumbling isn't scary to me, because all you're doing is stepping on people. Stepping on people, that's whatever, I guess. That's whatever. I'm still taking myself off the census the second that shit is in my peripheral vision. But, like, still, the rumbling, that's not scary to me. It's somewhat, anyway.
structures in their path. They also have the defensive capabilities to walk off heavy artillery fire. This isn't even to mention their unnatural speed given their size. They were easily moving faster than the people running away from them, and were also stated to move faster than a galloping horse. This is with Hanji estimating that they could get 600 kilometers inland within half a day. A domesticated horse on average can run over 48 kilometers per hour. And if we assume Hanji is referring to a full day-night cycle, then that would put the Wall Titans at around 50 kilometers per hour, bare minimum for their walking speed.
Fucking hell,
that isn't
man.
even to mention just how many of them there are. We never get an exact number or even a great estimate, but we do have King Fritz being quoted as saying there are tens of millions. Although it's hard to say how accurate this number is, since—
Also, question. Since he got rid of all, like, 85% of all life, doesn't that mean that, like, 85% of all life, like, as far as I'm concerned, aren't they dead anyway? Like, he got rid of 8% of not just humans, all life. So doesn't that mean that, like, the life that they need to live? Because they were walking through the ocean too. Aren't they all technically still dead? Or I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I'm not gonna watch it.
Paradis should not be nearly big enough to house that many, especially since Fritz had every reason to embellish a bit. Another statement we have is Armin describing Shiganshina's district's wall alone as having hundreds of titans, which is more reliable considering his position, but we really have no absolute way of knowing. It's definitely a heavily debated thing just how many titans there were exactly participating in the rumbling, but most people don't seem to take Fritz's statement at face value, and a lot of doubt is placed on it by the community. For this video, we're gonna be a little reserved and say there's likely tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of them. Now, what happens if the military gets involved? That's not exactly a straightforward question. There's lots of political factors about how governments would respond to such a threat, but
I swear to God, if there was a wall of gigantic humanoid monsters flattening cities going around the world to destroy all life, if you fuckers do not put aside your differences for 5 fucking minutes, I swear to God, there are monsters coming to flatten all life on planet Earth if you do not put away your cocks out of your hands and fucking help people.
what we do know is that the initial ground response would be completely ineffective. Infantry is just useless against wall titans, and it's what brings us to their most devastating weapon: the intense heat that they put off. From making the water around them boil to burning alive any who come close, the anime makes this aspect of them even more impressive, with it
Okay, again, I say, doesn't that mean that the people on, like, because I've started absurd, Eren left, like, all the people, like, on his home alive. But if there's that many of them walking, like, going through the ocean, one, how the fuck are they swimming? But two, doesn't that mean that, like, all the fish, algae, all that, like, like, plants that produce oxygen and everything, and, like, help with, like, the ozone layer and all that, doesn't that mean all of them are gone too? It's 85% of all life, and it's an ecosystem for a reason. Aren't they dead anyway?
explicitly showing people just on fire from being around them. Any ground troops would be instantly overtaken. This would probably be the fate of any ground-based weaponry as well. Like we see demonstrated when Hanji fights off some of the wall titans, their weak spot is the same as any others, the nape of the neck. Our modern weaponry would absolutely be able to damage these monsters, that's for sure. We see how a single explosion from a bombardment managed to blow one titan's arm clean off. And the technology of this world is much less advanced. The problem with things like basic artillery is that it would have to attack from the front and won't be able to aim for the kill shot quite as accurately. I'm sure some would be taken out from a shot to the neck, since modern militaries do have some powerful explosives at their disposal, but not enough to make a meaningful dent before the source of the bombardment would be overtaken as well. The real asset that would actually be effective against this kind of enemy would be in the sky. Planes just have every possible advantage in this fight. They are much faster than the wall titans, with many modern jets exceeding the speed of sound, such as the—
Oh, fuck a plane, just nuke them already, I don't care. I'd rather die to a nuke than whatever the fuck's going on over there. Just nuke the niggas. Bomb the, how long has it been since like the bombings of like the Nagasaki shit, Hiroshima? There are bombs that are 10,000. Nuke them, I don't care.
F-15 Eagle, which can reach Mach 2.5, and of which there are hundreds in service in the United States military. Aerial weaponry like this also has the advantage of being able to actually hit the wall titan's weak spots directly, since it can attack from a variety of angles. And realistically, it shouldn't take too long for militaries to figure out what the weak point of a titan is. A couple of coordinated strikes, and anyone paying decent attention would notice that the ones that got hit in the neck are the ones that stayed down. Hypothetically, the moment this gets figured out, a good amount of the wall titans sort of become a non-issue. Hell, even drone technology has come a long way, so the rumbling could probably be beaten from safely behind a computer. But you know what, let's give good old King Fritz the benefit of the doubt and take his—
Why would you give him the benefit of the doubt? He has monsters. Oh my god. I will say this. Fucking get like an army of drones. Again, if the world just puts aside its differences for the tens of millions, potentially, of monsters that are walking across the planet to crush every living creature on Earth. The drones are fucking them up. They're getting they're drone fodder. And they're drone nuke fodder. Lord, we got lasers now. They're done for. Granted, they can't. Those enemies are not enemies. The shit can't even get kind of close. But still,
threat of tens of millions of wall titans at face value. At least 20 million is quite a lot for sure. And I don't know, we somehow run out of the proper ammunition for the job. Humanity somehow gets their backs against the wall, and now the wall titans get to face our ace in the hole, nuclear bombs, of which there are literally thousands. The most powerful bomb to ever be tested would be the Tsar Bomba, with a blast yield of 50 megatons and a fireball radius of around 5 miles. The destructive power to deal devastating damage to entire cities. And that one is
I was muted. That's crazy. I don't know why I was muted. Anyway, like I said before, fuck the Titans, fuck the humans. We all finna go. I don't. If Eren back there, we all finna die. I'm gonna make sure none can live on this planet no more. You going for 85? I'm going for 100%. I'm not dealing with this.
from the 60s, we are likely capable of so much more nowadays. Hell, everything I've mentioned in this video is just stuff we know about. Considering we're talking about military technology, they're kind of in the business of not advertising their best weaponry. When I
you all ain't even seen the cancer gun yet. Titan ain't never had cancer before. They ain't know what that should feel like.
First thought of doing this video, I genuinely thought it would be interesting too, a straight up apocalyptic event. But no, 10 minutes of research and it becomes hilariously clear that we would just win. If the rumbling happened in real life in our modern world, it would probably not even last a day, and our most devastating weapons would stay shelved collecting dust. Now it's
bro, if the fucking terrifying frame, fuck my ass. But yeah, no, bro, I'm not. If the rumbling happened, which okay, if the rumbling happened, heavens forbid, knock on wood, because fuck no. If that shit happened, and the world's so big, if that shit happened anywhere where I live, in my middle of nowhere, fuck ass country, I'd be so fucking pissed. I'd be so fucking pissed, because damn well my entire island is gone before any country comes to the rescue. With US, there's US, Russia, y'all have so much time before like a third of your population is gone. 5 minutes and I'm erased from existence.
Should be clarified that for the topic of this video, I am talking about the conventional rumbling, the massive army of wall titans walking around. The rumbling we see at the end of the series is a little special, with Eren joining the fray with founding titan powers in full force. And like, the founding titan is stupid powerful. I'm eventually going to make a full video on just how dumb strong she is, but Ymir is basically a higher dimensional being. A being that exists beyond death with the ability to simply produce titans from nothing. Not to mention absolute control over all titans on a physiological level. The idea that we could potentially do something about that is laughable. But like a normal rumbling—
What the fuck was that a thing? What the wait, huh? So we're fighting, right, cool, type. Wait a second, hold on. Oh my god. Okay, realistic. Fuck me. Couldn't you just like, if you have the powers of a god, essentially, couldn't you just like, I don't know. I know they were going after your people and everything, right? Couldn't you just like use your god powers and like your abilities to control over time to make sure whatever happened in the past to make this shit happen never happened? You have control over time, don't you? Can't you just fix that instead of like killing 80? Fuck it, whatever, bro. I don't care. I'm not watching the series anyway.
Would really be nothing to us, and there's really not much else that can be said. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video or found it interesting. The rumbling is one of the more creative end-of-the-world concepts that I've seen in fiction, so it was fun to break this down. I'd appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe, and you know what? Let me know what your favorite fictional apocalypse is, because there's some pretty creative ones out there.
My favorite fictional apocalypse? Shit. Fucking, what is a favorite fictional apocalypse? I think it'd have to be. I don't want to say something like the Cordyceps because that seems like cringe. I also haven't played Last of Us, so I don't think I could say that. Shit, fuck. Does Detroit Become Human count as I don't think that counts as apocalypse, no? Huh. Oh, you know what's? Have y'all watched the anime Seven Seeds? I think that was like a Netflix original anime. I fuck with that. I fuck with that anime. I think I rock with that. Even though it's kind of just like a basic apocalypse, humans, nukes, all that jazz, and then Gabba Ging Gabba Ghoul. Quiet Place is also nice, but Quiet Place, I'm not surviving that shit. Actually, no. I definitely blast my speakers at 200. But yeah, if y'all like this shit, subscribe, like, follow, all that jazz. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all later. I hate AOT.